sensing a pattern here? Are you sensing a pattern here? Earlier this morning, we heard about leaving the margins, and now we're hearing about Jesus drawing close and seeking and finding, and the call to us to look like Jesus. I think we are creating a theme here, a pattern, and if you don't get it, it's your own fault. It's your own fault. I'm excited to introduce our next speaker, Kystl Gauld. Krystl is, I'm only just now getting to know Krystl, but I am so excited about what I am learning about her. She has just this past Wednesday received her doctorate. So I'm introducing to you the now Dr. Kystl Gauld. And her work is in restorative theology with an emphasis on trauma and transformation. Now that's just a powerful area of study that is so needed in our world right now. So I'm just so excited to be able to introduce to you Dr. Kystl Gauld.
Thank you. You are a light on a hill. Jesus, who declared himself to be the light of the world, says in Matthew 5 that you are a light of the world. Light shines into darkness, helping people to find their way. And Jesus, he commands this identity. If he is telling us to be a light, that means that this world that we are a part of lacks this quality. And just as a city that is set on a hill, we ought to be a light to people from far away. I love the way the Message Bible captures Jesus' Shine Development Pep Talk. He says, if I make you light bearers, because we don't own this light, it shines through us. Light bearing is a quality garnered through our connectedness with Jesus. So he says, if I develop you, and if I call you, and if I train you up to be this, you don't think I'm gonna put you under a bucket, do you? I am putting you on a light stand. Now that I have given you this platform for me, now that I have set you there on a hilltop, on a light stand, shine. Shining is about faith in action and demonstrating through various mediums, vehicles, and platforms the goodness of God. It is also about speaking to the moral issues of today in meaningful ways. And by that, I mean in a language that people understand. Our assignment is big, so big, because have you tried talking to people lately, face to face? Whenever you try to tell someone something, the response is usually, huh? It's as if people can't believe that you are talking to them and not texting them. People send messages to loved ones from across the room. Mom no longer has to shout from the kitchen to your bedroom for supper. Nor does mom have to stand at the gate, shout your name so that you come back home past sundown. Instead, mom can text you a message of a hot plate or send you a moving image summoning you to come home before it becomes too late. Today, people send calls straight to voicemail because the modern world of communication is now about commenting and messaging. There is a universal language of this time, and it is a compilation of textable and tweetable accents and images known as memes, GIFs, snaps, and tweets. There are people who can go an entire day, and I'm one of them, communicating without using anything that people from a pre-social media generation would recognize as a real word. So how can you shine? How can you speak to the moral issues of today if the people you're trying to communicate don't even speak formal, traditional, or native languages? Tweet speak and emoji icon dialects are languages not yet recognized by the institutional church. but there is a shine development message that I believe can level communication barriers. Preach the gospel at all times, and when necessary, use words. Foremost, we should be preaching the gospel with our lives, faithfully living in ways that point to Jesus, the true light. Before you say a word, people are watching you. They are watching you, then researching you, thanks to the internet. To this advantage, social media allows us to offer the world correction, training in ways that are creative, relevant, and demonstrative. Use of social media, it's a part of your public ministry. And as we begin to socially document how our lives have been changed and come to be more like Jesus, they see him in us. And as they begin to see him in you, as it relates to various aspects of social living, they learn how to glorify him too. This is our new lampstand. In part, social media is how Jesus is drawing people in. They need us to place salvation at people's fingertips. They need us because Jesus is calling for us to testify to his ransom, and they need it in real time. We ought to bring them into recognition of their full life's purpose, and we need to do it faster than the speed of a search engine's deception. The church has not lost its job. It is still our job to build people up in the Christian faith. We have been purposed with correcting skewed images and skewed understandings of repentance, commitment, and self-denial. Then, the second part of the shine strategy is when we invite others into a personal relationship with Jesus Christ. That is when it becomes necessary to use real words and to have meaningful engagement and conversation. We should not be the only Bible people are seeing and reading. Articulating the gospel requires us to use the true, the absolute, and relevant words of Jesus. And social media will continue to play a part in that. Each of you carries God's Spirit, which means you have been ordained to bring a light to this dark world through a witness that points and attracts people to Jesus. You might be right. Due to competing ideologies, theologies, and even promoted identities, people may not want to hear the gospel truth anymore, but they are still watching. So, for God's glory alone, it is now your time to shine. For you are light bearers. Jesus is not going to hide you under a bucket, is he? He has said that he has put you on a light stand. Now that he has given you this platform, a new light stand, shine. Thank you.